Every December, Trevor and Jess put up lovely Christmas decorations and their daughter Maddie puts the star on top of the tree. However, as Maddie grows older, she loses interest in this tradition. A year after the couple gets a divorce, Trevor lives alone in Hertfordshire. His home is humble and electricity needs a coin to get it to work, but he keeps up his Christmas traditions. He eats some candy from an advent calendar and decorates the tree with a wrapper. When Jess calls, Trevor has to go outside in the cold to get good reception. He says he can't wait for his family to come over for the holidays to show them around, but Jess interrupts him with big news. Her new boyfriend has a villa in Barbados, so she and Maddie will spend the holidays there. Jess' boyfriend is also offered to pay for Maddie's college, but Trevor tells her that won't be necessary because he can afford it. He doesn't tell Jess that he actually has a lot of debt. Trevor is so sad that he turns off the lights on his tree. At the local school, Trevor helps with the organization of the Christmas celebrations. The principal calls him to her office so they can have a last toast, reminding him that this is his last day on the job. When she asks if he has another job lined up, he says no. Later someone rings the bell and Trevor rushes to open the door, only to find a baby in a basket. He shows the baby to a teacher, who explains that one of the mothers would let them use their child for the nativity scene. Trevor puts the baby in the manger and the event can finally begin. During the play, Trevor is in charge of the music and the sound effects. He also keeps checking his phone and learns that Maddie's college will be extremely expensive. At that moment he gets a call from a house-sitting company he used to work for and receives a job offer. While pulling at a rope to lift the star on the stage, Trevor tries to explain that he doesn't house-sit anymore. When the employee tells him what the pay would be, Trevor is so shocked by the big number that he lets go of the rope. The star falls on the stage, scaring the children. Trevor is now interested in the job, but he has to be in London by 5 for an interview. After the event is over, Trevor turns off all the lights and leaves the school, but he comes back when he hears someone crying. The baby is still in the stage, so Trevor picks him up and goes to the principal's office to look for the parents' phone in the directory. He tries calling them but nobody picks up. Moments later Trevor is desperate to take the train to London but the parents still haven't called back, so he decides to go directly to their house. To his shock, the mother has her baby, and she explains she couldn't take her to the play because she's sick. This means the baby in the basket was abandoned at the school. Trevor calls the principal for help, but she's already leaving town so she tells him to solve the issue himself. Then he calls the police, who can only send someone in 3 to 4 hours. Since Trevor needs to leave, they advise him to try social services. He immediately calls social services and finally gets someone who agrees to pick up the baby. While waiting, Trevor packs his bag. When he turns around, the baby is gone. He runs to look for him and catches him right before the kid goes down the stairs. Moments later the social services agent finally arrives, but when Trevor is about to hand him the baby, he finds the basket empty again. Trevor starts looking for the child around the house and calls him baby Jesus, so the social services agent thinks he may be crazy. He leaves his card on the table and tells Trevor to call him if he really finds a baby, then he leaves. Eventually Trevor finds the baby under the tree table and runs to hand him to the agent, but the guy is already driving away. Trevor tries to call him, however the agent won't answer his phone.